Welcome to Simple Investing Secrets. In this video, we'll dive into the top 10 stock picks in Warren Buffett's portfolio. So before we start, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for weekly updates. Let's get started. Apple Incorporated, the Coca-Cola Company, and Bank of America Corporation are some of the gigantic stock positions owned by billionaire investing icon Warren Buffett's holding company, Berkshire Hathaway. The 92-year-old investing legend, Warren Buffett, is still going strong as the CEO of his $700 billion holding company, Berkshire Hathaway, which he's held for close to 6 decades. During that time, Berkshire Hathaway has generated brain-melting returns of over 3.64 million %, meaning $100 invested in Berkshire in 1965 would have turned into more than $3.64 million today. Not surprisingly, Buffett himself is one of the richest men in the world, with a personal fortune estimated by Forbes at $110 billion, making him the 6th richest person in the world. Buffett could be significantly wealthier than that, but has donated nearly $50 billion worth of his shares in Berkshire Hathaway to various charitable causes over the years, including to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust, which is managed by Michael L. Carson. Buffett still believes in the buy and hold investment strategy that has led to much of his success over the years, but his goals have changed a lot. Tech stocks now dominate Berkshire's portfolio, accounting for 44% of its assets under management. Most of that money came from one tech stock, but Buffett also added another important tech stock to Berkshire's portfolio during the third quarter. The bulk of Berkshire's remaining assets is distributed primarily between 3 other sectors: energy, finance, and consumer staples, the latter 2 of which dominated Berkshire's sector allocation for many years, accounting for as much as 85% of the holding company's assets. In the case of energy stocks, Berkshire has invested more heavily in them this year than in decades, with its prior noteworthy forays into the sector coming in 2008 and 2013. Unlike several other prominent money managers, Buffett hasn't shown any bearishness in the current economic environment when it comes to pulling Berkshire's assets out of the equity market. The firm's assets under management rose slightly in first quarter and did decline by about 17% during second quarter, but that was about in line with the market's overall performance. The firm's assets under management didn't change much from second quarter to third quarter, dropping by a small amount to $296 billion. During the quarter, Berkshire added 3 new holdings to its portfolio and sold one of its old holdings. Even then, the latter move was due to the company in question, Store Capital Corporation, being acquired during the quarter. Let's take a look at the top 10 stock picks from Warren Buffett's portfolio as of September 2022, on which the investing legend has hundreds of billions of dollars riding. Number 10, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, Limited, ticker TSM. Value of Berkshire Hathaway's position, $4.12 billion. One of the newest additions to his portfolio is Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, Limited, which Buffett's holding company bought over 60 million shares of during third quarter. TSM shares increased 10.5% on November 15 after Buffett's position was revealed. Buffett wasn't the only hedge fund manager buying shares of Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, Limited during quarter third, as the stock ended the quarter at an all-time high in terms of hedge fund ownership among the select group of funds tracked by Insider Monkey's database. Ray Dalio's Bridgewater Associates and Stanley Druckenmiller's Duquesne Capital are two other prominent investors that took stakes in TSM during the quarter. Given Buffett's massive stake in Apple, it may be overdue that he also invests in one of the company's primary chip suppliers, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, Limited, which derives roughly a quarter of its revenue from Apple. TSM's trailing 12-month revenue has soared to $71.7 billion from less than $40 billion in 2020. Analysts are warning about weakness in the semiconductor market next year, with Gartner predicting a 3.76% decline, which is in stark contrast to the sector's 26.3% growth in 2021. Those fears are weighing on TSM shares, which have slumped by 38% this year. Longer term, though, which is what Buffett is more interested in, Taiwan Semiconductor looks like a winner, especially if VR takes off in the years to come. Number 9. Activision Blizzard Incorporated, ticker ATV. Value of Berkshire Hathaway's position, $4.47 billion. Berkshire Hathaway trimmed its Activision Blizzard Incorporated position by 13% during third quarter, ending the quarter with over 60.1 million shares of the video game developer and publisher, which is best known for its Warcraft, Diablo, Call of Duty, and Overwatch series. Hedge fund ownership of ATV has risen for 3 straight quarters, climbing by 32% during that time. Buffett bought his first share of Activision Blizzard, Incorporated in the fourth quarter of 2021. In the following quarter, Microsoft Corporation announced that it would buy the company for $68.7 billion, and Buffett more than quadrupled the size of his ATV holdings. It's not clear if Buffett had already bought most of those first quarter shares before the announcement. But it's clear that he likes Activision's stable of well-known series and the company's strong sales and profits, even if the company has stumbled a bit this year compared to last year's pandemic. That proposed deal has been approved in some countries but faces antitrust challenges in others, including the United States. The Federal Trade Commission appears intent on challenging the deal and blocking one of the largest tech companies and one of the 3 primary video game console manufacturers from acquiring one of the world's largest game publishers. Reports say that Microsoft will make a lot of changes to try to get the deal done, such as letting Sony use Call of Duty games on their consoles for at least 10 years. Number 8. Moody's Corporation, ticker MCO. Value of Berkshire Hathaway's position, $6 billion. Berkshire's position in Moody's Corporation was left unchanged during third quarter at nearly 24.7 million shares. The value of the holding dipped by just over $700 million during the quarter and has fallen by more than $3.6 billion through September as MCO shares slumped by 38% during September. Given the current market environment, Visa, Incorporated, and MasterCard low debt issuance fit Buffett's traditional preference for businesses with wide competitive moats. However, that area of its business will eventually recover alongside the market. And in the meantime, Moody's has some other expanding businesses that are filling in. For instance, its analytics segment saw revenue increase by 18% year-over-year in second quarter.